Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah. I'm Magatha Undead, for those of you guys who don't know me, and my guest right now is Galaxe.
Oh.
So this is my podcast or talk show or slash something else that I've called Gamer Brains because it's about content creation and mental health and all that stuff. Yeah, it's in our brains, all that good stuff. So I'm so excited. Welcome in everyone. Welcome in anyone who's new. Happy to have you guys here, and also welcome to those of you who are around for a while. I really appreciate you guys showing up and supporting and listening to our talk, because honestly, this is one of these things where it was kind of an experiment where I'm like, I'm not sure if this is something my community is gonna respond to super well or whatever, but you guys have really enjoyed it so far, so I'm happy that you guys are here. Oh my gosh, missed opportunity for gamer brains. True, gamer brains. Yeah. Just so you know, once we get into more of like the weeds of talking about it, we won't be looking at chat as much, but we will have a time at the end of it where we will be responding to your questions. So if you have something that we talk about and you're like, ooh, I want to know more about that, or I want to see if they want to discuss more about that, or you have a question, you can save it to the end and then say it later. But I'm just sorry, this is only my second time doing this, so I'm a little bit like shaky, so
It's good, it's good.
Thank you. I'm not like super professional. But we're trying our best.
I would say this is good. I'm a fan.
Thank you. I also am realizing that I wore like a pink shirt, which means I'm kind of blending with my background a little bit, but this is fine. This is fine.
Camouflage. Like, exactly. You know the little animal, what are they? Lizards? No.
Gecko?
What
are they called?
Yes, that's right.
I think they're
the little guys.
Yeah. Those little guys. Okay, so to get started, why don't we kind of introduce ourselves? We're both obviously Twitch streamers, but like, do you do anything else, or is like what is your relationship with content creation? I guess we can start there.
I do content creation full time. So I do TikTok, just content creation as a whole is my full-time job. I do more than just Twitch streaming. I do TikTok, I do YouTube, I do the whole shebang. I just actually interviewed. Oh, wow.
Good evening.
Oh, this is either a bad thing or a good thing, and I cannot tell which.
Hold on, I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
just for you,
quiet my alert
to make
box.
Sure everything's okay.
Thank you. This has happened so I did a ADHD stream with a bunch of people, like Hadiosaurus was on it, which was crazy, and we got hate rated during that, so I'm a little...
Yeah, I think this is a hate raid simply because this person only has 400 followers.
Yeah. Oh, that's a shame. Well,
I agree. Well, we can continue.
Yes. I turned off my alert box so we won't be bombarded.
Good. That sounds wonderful.
Yes.
So that's a full-time job, though. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, I applied for a part-time job today at GameStop, actually.
Oh, wow. Really
like, had an interview.
That gamer lifestyle.
I really am. But other than that, this is my full-time job.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. Most of you guys know I am just, I can't even say that I do it part-time, because I spend enough time doing it, maybe that's part-time, but I don't like necessarily support myself financially through streaming, but I do enjoy it a lot, and I put a lot of time and effort into it because I love the community that comes with it. That's kind of why I do it. Yeah, the community is what makes it all worth it, I think most content creators would say, yeah. Yeah. And if they don't say that, then I would shame on them, because I think when you stop valuing the community, it's when
very fucking much.
Shaky. Yeah.
Oh, can I cuss?
Yes, you can. You're free to cuss.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Wait.
I was like, oh no, I shouldn't ask.
No, you're totally good. Yeah. So, then moving on to like the other part of it, the content creation and the mental health. if you want to go into a little bit about your mental health, you have an amazing video on your YouTube channel about your depressive psychosis, which I think I encourage everyone to go watch if you haven't watched that already. But if you wouldn't mind just explaining it that like a little bit about what it is and your kind of journey with that.
Yeah. So depressive psychosis, in the way that I at least experience it, it's basically uh you have psychosis symptoms, but generally psychosis symptoms are random and they don't really follow a like specific line of thought, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Usually psychosis by itself is very chaotic, like very not like directionally put. But
Yeah.
depressive psychosis, it's specifically linked to like depression thoughts. So for me, it is a lot of suicidal thoughts. It's a voice in my head that is telling me that I should die and that I want to kill myself, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not my voice, and it's not like a feminine or masculine voice. It's kind of like a conscience. It sounds like
Yeah.
it's my conscience, but obviously my conscience isn't telling me to hurt myself. So
Yeah.
it takes the form of that. It's very hard because there's nothing really that links with it coming up. It kind of just happens sometimes. So sometimes I'll be having a really good day, nothing bad happens, and it'll still happen.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. I've named him Buster. I've named the
Oh,
voice Buster. Makes it a little easier to
yeah.
comprehend
Yeah.
the thoughts sometimes.
And it's a little less intimidating when you can say like, "Stop it, Buster."
Oh, exactly. Which
Like,
obviously telling it to stop doesn't make it stop, but it's coping. It's healthy
yeah.
coping.
Exactly. Yeah. Uh, has a name now. Thank you for the Prime
It
sub. I appreciate that.
does. Hi, demon.
Uh, so I've had experience with psychosis as well. I have bipolar disorder. I just got diagnosed after I was
Oh, congrats.
hospitalized last October. So I got really bad before I was hospitalized, where I was hearing the voice telling me to do stuff, and I was
Mhm.
hearing, and sometimes I'll get that when I get really suicidal still.
Mhm.
And I thought I was going crazy. Like, I literally thought I didn't know what was happening. I thought I was
Yeah.
losing my mind because I was like, what is this? Am I being possessed by a demon? Like, what is
Yeah.
happening?
Yeah.
So it can be really scary and it can be really hard. So how do you, this is a really general question that we can like branch off of and work off of, but like, how do you feel like your mental health has like affected your content creation? Or do you feel like it has at all?
I definitely feel like it has. I literally took like a month break because of my mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, when you take a month break off of this kind of job, it does hurt, number wise. I think just this job as a whole is a really focused around numbers in a way that I never realized it would be focused
Yeah.
around. It like numbers and statistics is the entire thing. Um, so I would say my mental health hurt my numbers, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I like care super much,
Yeah.
but when we're talking about growth and overall just like seeing um success, numbers do have to matter in that.
Yeah.
So it did hurt that. I would say my mental health also. It's hard to just stream sometimes. For me,
Yeah.
streaming is like a performance. It's not like I'm completely like fake on stream or anything like that, but I do over exaggerate
Oh,
myself.
yeah.
I do put more into my personality and like more energy just projecting it.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be extremely exhausting. There's a lot of times where I will end a stream, and while I'm watching the person that I rated, I have to like Ender will be sitting next to me, and I'll have to like get up and I'll have to leave. I'll have to go into my bed and just like sit underneath the covers
Yeah.
for like 20 minutes because I feel so overstimulated and like I'm
Mm-hmm.
shaky and stuff. It's a very like whole body job, even though you
Yeah.
don't like most people don't realize it is, but
Yeah. Well,
it's a lot of stimulation.
I think that's what makes you such a good streamer because I've been in your streams a few times and you truly are like you're interactive, you're entertaining. You
Thank you.
truly yeah, you have so much energy and like maintaining that level of energy is very difficult, especially on days when, energy is a little bit hard to come by.
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure. I That's been my main symptom as well is fatigue.
Mm.
That has been the main thing that I've been battling in my mental health. So it definitely is a little bit harder to combat, you know?
Yeah. For sure. Sorry, I got distracted. Hi, Persona.
No,
I
you're
haven't seen
okay.
him for a while, so I want to say hello. Yes, it, I for sure, and I think for me, I struggle with that because I feel like I'm not giving all of myself to my streams just because there are some days when I can't, or what
Yeah.
I want to give is not to my expectation. Where what I can give is
Yes.
not to the expectation.
I completely feel that so personally. I understand that struggle. I've noticed though that a lot of people don't mind the slower days, the like easygoing days. Usually, I will make it very clear that we're having a slower day if I'm not feeling that I can keep up that energy level, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll get a blanket out, I'll put it over my shoulders, and we chill out. We do something like mining on Minecraft or something like that. So I think most people are very understanding, especially like viewers,
Oh my gosh.
to needing to have an easier stream or
Yeah.
needing to take a break. I've gotten so like such feedback isn't really the word I'm looking for. Feedback from
Yeah,
like
responses from
viewers.
your viewers.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
being like
honestly,
it's
I feel like I
okay.
need to take notes. Like that's a great idea. I'm like,
I've
not
been yeah,
because
I've
I
been
mean
very
it's
open
hard.
with my. I'm so sorry for
Oh
cutting you
no,
off.
no, no, it's hard because there's a little bit of a delay, so it's hard.
There is. There is a. I've been very open with my community and telling them like, hey, I've been going through this, or this is how I'm feeling today. Don't think I can stream, or don't think I can do this or
Hmm.
that. And when I'm honest with my community, I feel like that is where I get like the best response is because
Yeah,
they understand it's not like they want something bad to happen. You know, they want the best for me, and I want the best for them. That's why I'm. That's why we make content. You know,
yeah.
so
Well, and for
I
sure,
think.
and I think being open is a way of you have a voice then that you can
Mhm.
feel because I feel like a lot of people when a streamer is real with their issues, they are like, "Thank you," like because I've
I
maybe
agree.
struggled with something similar, or it's just nice to hear that we're human.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like content creators are. It looks like they're not real sometimes. Like I'm somebody who also takes in content. You know, I'm a fan of the Dream SMP and stuff. And seeing
Yeah,
those people, sometimes it's hard to remember. You know that they are normal people. Like like me.
yeah,
They are. Some of them, probably have a lot more money, but that does not matter. They still have like emotions. They still
yeah,
have, like mental health issues and all of that. So I think being open about your struggles, um, obviously in a non-triggering way,
yeah,
is not a bad thing. It's a good thing to uh kind of break down the stigma that
yeah.
we can't talk about this.
I totally agree. I think because it's gotten better. Like even in my
Hmm.
my limited lifetime, I'm only like I'm not gonna talk like I'm 50 years old. Like I'm only 21. But even
Yeah.
I've seen like certain stigma around mental illness getting a little bit better. However, especially I think you can probably agree with something like bipolar or like psychosis, something like that,
Mm.
there is still a lot of heavy stigmatism around those
Oh
kinds of
yeah,
things
absolutely.
because people just don't know. I mean,
No.
I'm going into art therapy, so I have
Oh,
taken classes
wonderful.
on. Yeah, I'm. It's very cool. I would love to talk about it like on stream
Yeah,
one day because it's a great thing. But
that's really cool.
thank you. It just learning about these mental issues and mental illnesses and like learning more about them is like such a great step towards like destigmatizing it, especially something like
Yes,
psychosis that people see in the media as like
yes.
scary.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I absolutely agree. I didn't know anything about it before I was diagnosed with it. But like when I was told that, I was like, I don't hear voices. Like, what are you talking? I do. What? But and it's okay that I do. It's
Mm-hmm.
I think there was this idea in my head that it's not okay to like hear these things or do these things, you know? Like I
Mm-hmm.
felt weird for doing it. It's not though. It's
Yeah.
not bad.
It's just
I
it's
mean, it's bad, but you know, it's not like it doesn't make me like any less of me.
yeah, you're
Does that make
not a
sense?
broken person. You're not,
Exactly.
yeah. I think
Exactly.
that's really hard because like I struggle with especially just having been diagnosed with something like bipolar and like thinking it's just gonna be the rest of my life. Like I'm just gonna
Yes.
be, and that's really hard because like I want to be a positive influence on people and I want to be a positive force. But it
Yeah.
can be hard because like sometimes I'm just like, is this gonna be the rest of my life? Is just struggling with this mental
I feel that
illness.
so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
That I feel that very personally. I I yeah. I feel like I wanted to say something, but you said it perfectly. I It's scary to think about
Hmm.
this is gonna be forever, you know? Um,
Yeah.
but I think we are in an area where, at least me personally, I'm in an area where I haven't gotten the help that I need yet to feel all
Hmm.
right and be able to like effectively, combat it. So I think there are ups that I haven't seen yet.
Yeah. I think that that's a really good thing to keep in mind is I love that you haven't there are ups you haven't seen yet. You know,
Yeah.
like it will get better. And I've
Yeah.
been told that like a lot of that it will get better and like, you know, by people who've had bipolar for a long
Yeah.
time. And but it can be hard because I don't know anyone personally with bipolar disorder.
Mhm.
I've heard things like happening,
Yes.
like, you know,
Yeah.
I've heard the horror stories of it that get
See,
sensationalized in
same.
the news.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Very much same.
you don't hear about the people who are just quietly living about their lives with these mental
Exactly.
illnesses.
Yeah. See, I didn't know anybody with psychosis symptoms before either. And so I thought this was just normal, like, suicidal thought behavior. I thought everybody's suicidal thoughts took this kind of form. And so I
Hmm.
was talking to my doctor one day because we had been switching medicines every single
Yeah.
time I saw her because it's not like it wasn't working still.
Yeah.
And she was like, I want you to explain this to me. Go on and tell me like how you experience this. And I was like, well, blah 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 blah. I hear this voice, and she's like, "There we go. That's that's the kicker. Not everybody hears the voice with suicidal thoughts, so it's it's definitely a learning process that this isn't something everybody experiences."
Oh yeah, for sure. I remember the first time that I experienced that was when I was in high school. And I
Yes.
had childhood anxiety. And
Hmm.
I had anxiety for as long as I could remember. I developed it, I'm pretty sure, because of my ADHD. It's a lot of issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I was explaining my thought process to someone. I was like, yeah, when something, you know, bad happens, I just assume that like I'm a terrible person. When I like make someone, you know, I'm just making everyone upset. I'm a waste of space, all this stuff. And they
Yeah.
were like, no, not everyone thinks that. Like, not everyone
They're
thinks
like,
that is just better at hiding it. Because that's what I thought. I thought everyone thought the way that I did, and they were just better at
yeah,
hiding it.
yeah.
But no, no, that's not the case at all.
That is very wrong.
Yeah.
Very wrong. Which I kind of think is better in a way.
Mm,
Like,
yeah.
oh, not everybody. It's not me being bad.
Oh yeah, because
It's
there's a
just
whole
not something.
moralization thing. There's a whole moralization of
Exactly.
it, especially with like I don't know if you have ADHD or any kind of
I do.
neurodivergence, but
Yeah.
yeah, there's like this moralization of a lot of ADHD symptoms where it's like, oh, you're not on time, or you're
Mhm.
disorganized, or you're not disciplined, and that's a
Yep.
moral failing.
I agree. Like I grew up feeling or being told that I'm lazy,
Mm,
even though I just physically like could not do like school was extremely rough for me. I know a lot of
yeah.
people with neurodivergence usually they have like the gifted kid to burnout type of pipeline, but I
Yeah.
did not have the gifted kid pipeline. I had the burnout to burnout
Oh
pipeline.
no.
So for me personally, it was it was hard to do school because of
Yeah.
ADHD. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I, it, for me, it was definitely like I had a certain, like, I was good at school still. And that actually meant like a lot of what I had went missing, like, went missed.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's like I was still able to like get through school. I was still able to like, do that. And so, like, I see that as like definitely a blessing. But I
Yeah.
can't imagine like going through school and like just having those constant voices in your head, not voices in your
Yeah.
head, but like the people around you, like,
Exactly.
talking down and like, because
Yeah.
like I think there's a statistic of like people with ADHD hear like a certain amount of more criticisms than I don't
Yep.
want to say an exact number because I'm gonna get the statistic wrong. But it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a certain amount of more criticisms than the average child, and like
Yeah.
those build up. Those build up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That children should not be, hearing that much criticism because that's what you are still. Even in high school, you're a kid still.
Hmm.
It's it's very rough, I think. It is not something kids should be experiencing, especially those who do experience, you know, life
Hmm.
differently than others.
Yeah, because it's not just understanding like it's not their fault. Like, it's
Exactly.
a lot of people are trying their best, or if they're not trying their best, it's because they already did that and it didn't work out for them.
Yes, very much. I feel that very, very much. I feel like I can see ADHD also affecting content creation in
Oh
at least
yeah.
for me a lot. Like editing. Editing takes a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
Uh and it's hard to sit down and just do it because it's a lot of hard work. At least for
Yeah.
me.
Oh
That's in
yeah,
my personal
100%.
experience.
Yeah. I mean, I was able to do video editing at the beginning of my content creation because I was hyper fixated on it. It was all I wanted to
Yes.
do.
Yeah.
But that's why I don't do YouTube is because I can't sit down and do that editing. Like I just can't make myself do it. I can barely
Yes.
edit TikToks.
I feel that so much. I feel that so personally. Absolutely. YouTube is so hard to get through. Um felt.
Yeah, that's when you hire an editor, right?
Exactly, exactly. We'll get there. We'll get to
Yeah.
editing hiring editors at some
Yeah.
point.
Eventually it's got to be worth it.
Oh, I agree. Sometimes at some point I have the money. At
Yeah.
some point.
Cuz I mean, honestly, like editing videos is just so tedious. And
It
there's
is.
yeah, and there's a lot. I mean, even streaming sometimes. Like I can only stream for about 2 hours. Like if I don't have an
Yeah.
active chat to like keep
Bounce
me
off of.
stimulated. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's like I get bored. Like I'm sorry, but like
Yeah,
I
no,
need I need
same.
constant stimulation.
I feel that very much. I understand that because I have been in that point where, chat is slower and I'm just sitting here bouncing off myself. It's exhausting. It's
Hmm.
tiring, it's boring. Um it's like understimulating.
Yeah, for sure.
You need more stimulation than what's
Yeah,
happening, so I get that
yeah.
very much.
And so the interesting thing with like my growth is that like I was at a point where like I had constant chat interaction. There's some days where I still have that, and there's some days where I don't. And I've had really high points where my growth was really spiking, and then I had a bad mental health time and I took a bunch of
Yeah.
time off, and my growth just lost that momentum and I haven't
Yeah.
been able to get it back, which really sucks because it's like that was not really in my control. But
It's a Twitch thing. Like they stop putting out your content if you are not, kicking it like 24/7. And I think
yeah,
that the Twitch as a platform is not, neurodivergent friendly
for sure.
for
Yeah,
for that reason.
yeah, which sucks because it's like you want because I think we have a lot to offer,
I agree.
and we have a unique perspective on things and
Mhm.
all that, and I think yeah, Twitch could use that as well.
Twitch has a lot of things that they could change that would help the the people that need it, you know?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things they could change that would make the platform better. And I think it's not like punishing people for taking a break is one of those
Yeah.
things.
For sure. Because I mean, breaks are necessary. I think they're so
Oh
important,
yeah.
especially if you're mentally ill or neurodivergent. Like breaks
Hmm.
are so important.
I
Um,
agree.
yeah, but it's like there are days when I like look back on that time when I took that break and I regret it because I'm like, if I hadn't done that, like I might be a lot more successful than I am right now.
I get that feeling so very much. Which sucks, you know? You
Yeah,
shouldn't feel guilty for putting yourself first.
yeah,
And it sucks that we're put into that kind of position where we do feel that way.
yeah, and it's hard because it's like I think depending on what kind of career you go into, you could have similar things. But I think with content creation, it being so personally driven, like it's like
Yes.
you are the one creating content. You have to be the one like to
Yeah.
create the content. It's like it feels like it's all on your shoulders. Like
Yeah.
it's not like you can take a break and like, oh, someone else will do the work. Like
Exactly.
someone else, it'll get done no matter what. No, it won't get done no
It
matter
won't
what.
get done.
Yeah,
It's a very personal journey.
yeah,
I agree with you that I didn't realize, like, I when starting content creation, it's not something that you really think about until it happens to you. I've
yeah,
noticed a lot of things about being a content creator connecting to that. Um,
yeah,
this is a much harder job than I think a lot of people realize. I think a lot of people think this is like a wow, I get to play video games all day. Like, holy shit. Like, in
yeah.
a way it is, but there's so much more than just playing video games and being paid for it, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
So,
And there's definitely days where like I don't know if it's because of my bipolar or it's because of this thing, but it's just like I have like to be careful because if I have a bad stream, that can really affect me mentally. Like that can
yeah,
like plummet me. Like if I have a
yeah,
stream with like, oh, I didn't average as many viewers or like that
yeah.
ending, it's like that it really sucks. Like I wish it didn't affect me personally so much. Like I wish like I didn't care so much about the numbers,
Mm.
but there are days when the numbers just really hurt.
I get that for sure. I get that for sure. I've seen a lot of people talking about, you know, turning off the number count when they're streaming or
Oh
not
yeah.
looking at the it's hard to do that though. It's kind of
Yeah.
like a little devil on your shoulder that's like, go look.
Yeah.
What were they?
Sometimes I'll
Was
like
this a
look,
good one or
yeah,
bad
sometimes I look
one?
like yeah, I totally agree. And it's hard cuz yeah, it is like a devil on your shoulder cuz it can make you feel really good, it can make you feel really bad.
Exactly.
So it's
Exactly.
the dichotomy.
I know I personally use numbers, especially while I'm live, in a way that is to tell whether I do a lot of bits within my streams. And so I keep it on to tell if my bit is succeeding or not, if people
Mm,
are getting tired of it or not. Which is a helpful indicator of when to stop a bit or when to keep going with a bit.
yeah.
But I know that does lead to exactly like you said, some not so great brain days because you didn't do as well. And it's not
Yeah.
like you did anything wrong, it's just the way it is.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's really hard for me because it's like I'm a perfectionist when it comes to myself. I was literally just talking to my therapist about this, about how I am a perfectionist when it comes to myself. I have really
Yeah.
high expectations. So when I don't do well, I'm like I did something wrong. Like I know I could be doing something better. So it's
Yeah.
on me. And it's like I take that all on myself, and that really hurts because it's like. But
It's
again,
just
it's
not
that
the reality, you know? Like
yeah,
it just happens. I mean
yeah,
everyone I feel like experiences it, but it is a very personal journey.
mm-hmm,
So it hurts personally. So I
yeah.
definitely get that.
Well, and then also like I feel, obligated to my community, especially because like,
Yes.
they've supported me so much. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
I feel that very much as well. I feel obligated to it because I love my community
Mhm.
endlessly. They have told me how much I help them, and that means the world to me. Hearing
Yeah.
how I have supported other people, but it also makes me feel like, you know, I'm kind of letting them down whenever I don't stream, which is nothing
Yeah.
that they're doing. It is all like this is a feeling that I'm creating within myself. That is not helpful for anyone, but
Yeah.
it does feel like sometimes I'm letting them down if I can't keep up with, you know, the content creation grind mindset, which is upsetting. But I
Yeah.
know they don't think like that. They don't
Yeah.
think I'm letting them down.
I
So
agree. Yeah. Every time I'm like, I'm so sorry for not streaming, or I'm so sorry for this. Everyone is like, they always respond like, it's
they're so
fine.
supportive.
I know.
Exactly. They're
Yeah.
like, okay, rest. You know,
Yeah.
like
Rest and
word.
relaxation.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's really difficult because you still take it personally. You still because
Yes.
you want to do well for your community, because
Exactly.
they've done so much for you and you just want to give something back to them. But
Exactly.
if you push yourself past a certain point, you're not giving. You're hurting
Exactly.
yourself, and they don't want that.
Yeah. That's very true. That is very, very true. They
Yeah.
don't want you to be pouring from an empty cup. Nobody wants that, you know?
Yeah. And I think your content, kind of suffers as well. I mean, you're not
Yes.
able to be, on as like sorry, I'm getting distracted my brain. I didn't
No,
take my ADHD meds today,
you're
so I
okay.
can't.
I didn't either. So I completely get
I'm
it.
just squirrel? Yeah, right? Okay. But it's what were we talking about? I lost my train of thought completely.
uh, Giving back to the community, feeling like you're letting them down.
Yeah, yeah. Wondering if do I have anything else to add to that? Let my brain simmer for a little bit. Yeah, because I mean, and the community is like they really do care so much, and like I think that's so great to have that kind of support
I
because
agree.
I think it's hard to find on the internet sometimes a
Oh
supportive
yeah,
community that actually cares about you and cares about your mental health. Like that's hard to find in
I
real life.
agree. I very much agree. I very much agree. It's like a little. I feel lucky for having it. You know,
Yeah,
I feel blessed to be where I am. Like content creation is a very hard job, but it's wonderful, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. You know.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I for one have definitely it's been like I said before, like I have when it's really good, I have the good feelings, and when it's really bad, I have a lot of the bad feelings. So for me, it's
Yeah.
been a weighing game of just figuring out whether this is something that I want to pursue.
Oh, I get
Also
that.
we got a hydration time, so I don't know if you have
I don't have water.
liquid near you. It's okay. Just suck it in from the air.
I have. I'm currently photosynthesizing the water in the air. Do not worry. I'm hydrating.
Yeah. So, it's definitely I mean, that's a weighing game of whether or not,
Yeah.
especially when mental health is concerned because it's like
Yes.
my mental health is something where it's like I could literally die if I don't take good care of it.
Yes. Yeah. I feel that very much. I feel that very much.
Yeah.
Sparkly, you and I, we had the same thought.
The same wavelength. I love that.
Honestly.
Yeah. So it's very important to take care of yourself, but at the same time, I feel like, I don't want to stop content creating. But
Yeah.
there are
I feel like
days when it's a chore sometimes.
yes. I feel like I want this to I want content creation to continue to be my full-time job because there are times when it does with content creation it's not a like you get this much an hour type of job,
Yeah.
you know. It's very dependent on the month and the views. It's a very iffy job.
Yeah.
And so when you depend on that income to support yourself and your living,
Yeah.
like my apartment, I live by myself. I purchase everything myself, you know. I pay for my entire living situation. So sometimes it could be scary doing this full time
Yeah.
because you don't know if there's going to be a time where you can't make the rent or something like that. But I think I've determined that I do want to go in for the long haul and make this my. I feel like careers change so often for people. I feel like careers last like 10 years before people start something
Yeah.
else. I think I would see this as a career and
Yeah.
something that I put my whole, self into, and then
Yeah.
move on to whatever life puts me into, kind of thing.
Yeah. For me, I definitely I want it to be something that I can do full time for a time for a period of my life.
Yes,
I definitely,
yes,
because art therapy is really where my passion lies. My passion also lies with content creation, but like, there's a reason I'm
yes.
spending so much money to go to school to learn
Oh
this stuff.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
because I love
completely get
it.
that.
Yeah, because I love it. And so, but at the same time, like I think I'm gonna have to take a break between undergraduate and graduate, and like during that
Yeah.
time, like I would love to be able to stream full time. Like that would
Dude,
be that
yeah.
would be the dream.
Yeah.
Because like what other job can you make such a like you're literally like making a community of people and collect like not collecting people. That sounds weird. Wait,
I
let
am
me
getting
rephrase
my
that.
numbers slowly but surely, raising my army.
Yeah, but like you're gathering people and like
Yes.
and you're creating a wonderful space on the internet, and like
Yes.
I think that's beautiful, and I think that's one of the great like
Things about this.
yeah, I'm collecting you.
I personally, I don't know if you have like any online friends. I feel like you do. I
Yeah,
feel like it's just like if you're chronically online, you're gonna have online friends that you're really
for
close to.
sure. Yeah.
And I handpick all of my mods. So my mod team are people that I see excelling in chat and that I want to not upgrade, but give
Yeah.
them more power than an average viewer. And two of my mods met the other day, and the way that
Aw.
they met was through my streams. So
Yeah.
it's something like that where people become best friends with other people through my chat and through
Mhm.
my Discord. That makes me feel so good to see
Yeah.
people making like really meaningful relationships
Yeah.
within this little space that
Yeah.
we've created and grown,
I just made
harvested.
a I just made a TikTok about that because someone asked me like what is my goal as a content creator, and I talked about it. I was like, there are people who have met like through my streams
Right,
and they're
yeah,
close friends now, and like that is
yeah.
bonkers to me.
Yes. Oh, it feels unreal in a way to me. It feels like, for me, whenever really good things happen, it's like, is this actually happening to me?
Yeah.
Is this something that's real? That's like I
Yeah.
feel that way about my cat. I'm like, there's no way I actually own my cat. That's insane. And I feel that with content creation as well. Like, am I really like creating friend groups? Like, am I really making this like community like
Mhm.
for everybody? It's in a great way.
Yeah.
It feels unreal.
Yeah. And I think that's what makes it all worth it. Like
Yes.
we go through a lot of shit as content creators,
Oh
especially with
yes.
mental illnesses
Oh
and
yes.
ADHD and
Very
all that
much.
stuff, but it's worth it at the end of the day. And I think that's kind of what I want to talk about like with this talk show. Like why I wanted this talk show is I wanted to talk about there are some unique struggles of being a content creator
Sure.
creator.
Close enough.
Yeah. There's some unique struggles, but also our unique triumphs, and also
I
like
agree.
yeah, like our I think yeah, I hope that this is able to bring awareness and more visibility to some of like this our struggles, but also in like a way that's encouraging.
I agree. I agree. Because I think everybody and anyone can do content creation. I started with a laptop, my little laptop camera that
Yep.
came on my laptop. I was using a 10-year-old
Same.
mic. So I feel like this is something that literally anybody can do. But there are things that people should be aware of before jumping in. Because it
Yeah.
could hurt. It could hurt you more than it does help you.
Mhm.
Um, it depends on who you are, I think, and just the way that you respond to things.
Yeah.
And I think this is a great way to show people that, yeah, anyone can do it, but you need to make sure you're doing it in a way that's not going to hurt you, you know?
Yeah, and I will be the first to admit that I struggle with that sometimes, and
Yeah.
I'm not always on top of that, and I let it hurt me more than it helps me.
Yeah. I've,
Especially
I've,
yeah. Oh, sorry.
oh, I'm sorry. No, go on.
No, I don't even remember what I was gonna say. You go.
I've started to learn to kind of take myself out personally. I don't know if you've ever received this on any videos or anything like that. There's a lot of people who like to put other people down on the internet, and so
Yeah.
I've obviously received a lot of criticism within my time being a content creator, and I think there came a limit where I was receiving this criticism and I felt bad about it and I felt sad.
Yeah.
And then it hit me that it's like I don't care. Not
Yeah.
every content is for everybody.
Yeah.
Not everybody enjoys everything. Some people don't enjoy Dream SMP. Some people don't enjoy Minecraft. Some people do, and I think it's less for the people that don't like it and more for the people that do. And so
Yeah.
I've slowly started taking myself out of the, my numbers are doing bad. This is not about me. This is about the people. Or I'm getting hate comments right now. This is not about me. This is about, the people who do enjoy me, not the people
Yeah.
that don't. Because the
I
people
think, yeah.
that do leave those bad comments just are doing it to hurt you.
Yeah.
So taking yourself out of that scenario of people like wanting to hurt you and trying to hurt you and not letting them,
Yeah.
you can't control what other people say, but you can control your response.
Yeah.
And I think that has taken me very far within
Yeah.
content creation, realizing that I'm the one making myself, not these people.
Yeah.
I don't know if that made sense. I kind of just like went on
Yeah,
a
no,
tangent.
no, I think it did. I think uh one of the like biggest things that I heard that really helped me that I think is similar to what you're saying is like your content is not going to be for everybody. So
Mm,
what it is about is like getting it out to as many people as you can because the people who actually like your content are going to stick around and the people
yes.
who don't aren't. Or maybe they'll
Yeah.
leave a hate comment on their way out. But
Yes.
that's
That's
more,
part of it.
yeah, that's just, you have to deal with that. And I think honestly, like I deal with more criticism from myself than I do from other people. Like
Yeah.
I hear it from other people, I'm like, well, fuck you too. I mean,
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. You're like, all right, buddy.
But I hear it from
Exactly
myself
what
and I'm
Persona
like,
said.
oh.
Exactly. Yeah. You can't live for the to appease other people. That is exactly a great way to put it, Persona. That's a wonderful way to put
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah, it should not be pushed. Yeah, and I think that's the thing is like everyone streams a little bit differently, so it's like you
Hmm.
can't just like watch a bunch of videos of like how to be a successful streamer. Like
Exactly.
it's gonna depend. Like for some people, schedules are really important. For other people, they're not gonna be, and that's okay. Like for me, my schedule is definitely very loosey goosey.
Yeah.
That's just how we roll because sometimes I'm good and some days I'm really bad, and
Yeah.
that's just kind of how it works.
It's a
But
very personal experience.
yeah, and I think that's what makes it so good because there's so many streamers out there, so you can really find your niche.
I agree very much. Yeah. It's kind of like I know I've heard this a ton of times. You take like content that already exists and you put your own spin on it kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think like I've heard that before. It's like, you're putting your own spin on it, and some people are gonna say like, oh, you're just another Minecraft streamer, or
Exactly.
you're just doing you're one of thousands, hundreds of thousands of just content creators. And it's like, yeah, but I enjoy doing what I'm doing, and I'm bringing
Exactly.
it's unique because I'm unique.
Yes. Yes. Very much so. Let's go.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. It's you are every. I think every streamer is unique in their own way.
Yeah.
Um, and
And I
that
think,
should be celebrated.
yeah, because I think trying to fit into just one box
Oh
can
yeah.
really dampen you, especially because
Yeah.
like if I try to like change who I am on stream, like that's gonna be a whole other like level of effort that I have to put forth. Whereas if I'm just like myself, unabashedly, unashamedly myself, like it's a
Mhm.
lot easier.
Yes. I feel this very much. I'm very loud. I am very loud. It's my ADHD. I cannot control how loud I get or how quiet I get.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get a lot of comments saying that I'm too loud or that I need to quiet. Or, like
Mm-hmm.
one of my friends though told me something once, and they said, "Be heard, girl," is what they said. And ever since they said "be heard," I am like somehow my like shame for being so loud went out the
Mm-hmm.
window, and I love how loud I am now. It makes
Yeah,
me who I am. I'm
I
not
love that.
me if I'm not screaming at the top of my lungs.
And yeah, and some people are really into that, and some people aren't. Like Tommy
Exactly.
Innit viewers are gonna love you. That
Exactly.
boy
And
screams
that's
so
okay that it's
much.
not for everyone, you
Yeah.
know? Like I've seen some comments that are like loud equals funny. Haha, you know, like trying to make fun of that
Mm-hmm.
person. Give a fuck. I don't I'm not, you know, like I like
Yeah.
being loud.
Yeah, I love it.
It's
Yeah,
fun.
I get loud when I get excited, and yeah,
Exactly.
it
Yeah.
is part of the Galaxy package. I love that.
It is. I can't deny it. Being loud is part of the Galaxy package, and it has bothered my next door neighbors quite a lot.
Oh yeah, I
Sorry,
bet.
Buckaroonie, I can't help it.
It's just who I am. I know. I live
It
with my
is.
family, so I'm pretty loud when I
Oh
stream
yeah.
too.
Oh yeah.
Especially when I get into it. When I get into
Oh
it, I'm
yeah.
like,
It is coming out. I am preaching to a choir.
yeah. Yeah, we love that. So I think we'll move into now if anyone has any questions that they would like to talk about or anything that they would like us to talk more about. We'll answer some of those, but yeah,
Content creation, mental
yeah,
health, all of it.
we love it. Yes.
Slay!
Yeah.
I do monthly charity streams for mental health or specifically suicide prevention nonprofits.
Mhm.
And I've seen a lot of like good things come from that.
Yeah.
I've been like contacted with a lot of really cool people
Yeah.
that are like advocates and stuff like that.
I really want to get started into that. I might like low key message you after this and be
No,
like,
bro,
because
I
want
want
to
to
do,
share.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I would love to do more charity streams.
I highly recommend it. Charity streams are literally insane. They're so much fun. And so I recommend. I recommend.
Yeah. Okay, so we got a
uh,
question. What is the best way to start streaming? Whew.
just do it.
Yeah, just go for it. Get what you got
Um,
around. I started streaming on Surface Pro, so
yep.
not
I
even a
started streaming on
laptop.
a laptop. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Basically you need like what, OBS
mhm.
Studio. Download OBS Studio, connect it to your Twitch, press start streaming. That's literally what I did. Make sure that you're talking to yourself the entire time. Usually, obviously, it's gonna be just you for a minute, but just talk to yourself. Keep doing it. Also, TikTok has helped me a lot
Mhm.
with broadening my audience. Posting TikToks about my Twitch, whether it be Twitch clips or me just talking about it. That helped me. That helped me a lot to
Yeah.
get off the ground.
Yeah, I agree. TikTok. I haven't seen like a ton of growth from TikTok yet, but I can, like I've seen a little bit and
Yeah,
that's enough, I guess. And
yeah.
hopefully more.
I've seen a lot of growth from TikTok for me
Yeah.
personally. That is so.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. Just kind of you have to dive in. You have to dive in. You can't like keep worrying about it too much. I think I was manic when I started streaming, so like I low key just went for it. Like I had yeah, like that's the only reason I started streaming. I'll be honest, like I was just manic. And I wanted to do something wild and crazy, and that streaming was that. So I really just got into it. But yeah, so that's that question. Get manic, I guess. Get bipolar and be manic.
Let's go. using our illnesses for the better. Woo!
Yes, exactly. Well, there are good things. There are good things. I miss being manic sometimes. I'm on medication now, and I miss being manic because boy howdy.
Those highs go high.
Oh boy, yeah,
But
they
those
do.
lows go low too. So
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, oh, next question. Was there ever a time when either of you streamed when your mental health wasn't good? All the time.
Yes. There's definitely been times. I've noticed that sometimes when I stream when my mental health isn't good, streaming helps it because I'm communicating with people. Like it gets me out of my head sometimes. Like if I start streaming, like we're talking about random things. We're talking about American cereals, like and what's our favorite? It's so terrible, full of sugar. Those moments take me out of my own head and remind me that this is fun and I enjoy this and it's good to be alive.
Yeah.
Those are moments that I'm happy to be around. But there have been moments as well where I have dissociated on stream, and it's very
Yeah.
obvious when you have moments like that. Um, and it does worry people. So I have personally streamed while I was having some not good mental health days, but usually everybody is really supportive when it
Yeah.
comes to it being obvious.
Yeah. It is really interesting because I definitely have done the same thing. I agree with everything you just said because yeah, dissociation and all that because it's also like it's weird to stream when you want to kill yourself. Like, you know,
Yeah,
like like you're doing
so
something
much.
so not like it's so whimsical almost
Yes,
just to
it is.
stream and like when you want to, you know, when you're thinking about all the
Yeah,
suicidal thoughts and all
yeah.
that stuff, like it's definitely an interesting mix and like I try not, but sometimes streaming is really helpful. Like that's the thing, it's like when I'm in a bad mental health place, sometimes streaming can be really good because you know everyone's so supportive.
Yeah,
But if I have
exactly.
a bad stream on a bad mental health day, then it's just like
It
real
hits
bad.
hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It really does hit hard. And so it's like
yeah.
being careful of like knowing myself of, you know,
Yes,
when I'm too vulnerable to not
yes.
stream.
That makes sense. But there are some days where streaming helps me
Hmm.
get through a rough patch. I agree with you very much.
Yeah. I'm really grateful for all the days that have been made better because of streaming.
But yes, oh god, yeah. It's definitely saved me a few times.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah. Well, I think yeah, saving you is good.
Yeah,
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 those
you
are good.
know.
Those are good things. Yeah, because it's a fun thing. It can be a fun thing. It can be a really hard thing. But it's I think it is worth it in the end. For me, at least, it's probably not for everyone.
Yeah, I agree. This is not something that is for everyone. I think anyone can do it. I don't think it is for everyone, and I think it could hurt people more than it helps them.
Yeah,
Um, but for me personally, like you said, this is a good thing for me.
yeah. Sorry, what you just said reminded me of Ratatouille so much. Like,
Give it to me. What?
yeah,
What? How? What did I say?
it's like not everyone can cook, or not everyone can cook, but not everybody should
Everyone
cook.
should cook.
Yes, and that's exactly like everyone can cook, but
Bonjour.
not everyone should cook. And that is essentially what was just said.
Honestly, 5 star,
Amazing.
5 star line right there.
Oh, another hydration time. Time to photosynthesize again.
I'm taking in the air around me, the water particles. I feel it. Oh, thank you so much for that hydrate.
Oh yeah, and then pronouns. So my pronouns are she, her, they, them,
Same.
and so yeah,
Yeah.
so everyone can morph, but not everybody should morph.
And you are so right. You should say it. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more, to be honest.
Oh my gosh. Amazing. Well, does anyone else have any questions? Any more questions? Questions, please? I don't know what I'm doing with my face. Again, well, the thing is, like, I just, oh, thank you for the prime sub. I really appreciate that, Galaxy. Thank you. Uh, so, what was I gonna say? Brain. Oh, like, just right there where I apologize for just being weird and being funny, like, on stream.
Yes.
I know, I don't need to apologize for that. I need to stop.
I do it very often too. Ender has been calling me out whenever I do it. Like I'll be like, "Sorry, I didn't mean to do that," and they're like, "Stop saying sorry." They will get like not aggressive, but they're like, "I will literally beat you up if you say sorry one more time." You know?
Exactly. Yes. Well, because like there is a certain level of masking that comes with like ADHD, and I think just certain mental illnesses in general, because you have to try to pretend that you're, you know, like good and you're not gonna go crazy.
Yes, I feel that very much, but you don't need to.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you can just kind of be weird. Like, I remember this one time when I found diamonds on stream, I literally, like, I literally stopped what I was doing, raised my hands, and went like this. I was so excited. I was just stimming. I was like, and like, yeah, and like, I don't need to, I think I said sorry after that. And it's like, I don't need to apologize for that.
No. No. It's cute. It's you, you know? It's
Yeah.
you, and that's what matters.
Be unabashedly you. Unabashed. Is that a
Exactly.
word? I think I just made that word up, but yeah.
Unabashedly is now a word. I've put it in the dictionary as we speak.
Let it be written.
Yes, let it be written.
Yeah, exactly. You say sorry because you said sorry. I've
Yeah,
done that before. How does one stay consistent?
that's a
Don't
hard one.
don't be like me because I'm not consistent.
Sometimes being consistent isn't for everybody. Sometimes being consistent, bitch, I can't. I don't have any water. Listen, I'll photosynthesize again. Hold on. Thank you. All
I'm
right, I've
sending you
gotten
some
it.
water
I've gotten the
particles over
water.
the
Thank
internet.
you. Thank you. I feel like staying consistent sometimes it isn't for everybody. I stay consistent by on my good days I will work harder than I do on my bad days. On my bad days I make sure to take my time off and you know, put my mental health first. But like on good days, if I can edit multiple videos, I'll edit multiple videos, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think staying consistent is something that is not exactly like possible for people who suffer from mental health
Yeah.
because it doesn't put mental health first, it puts grind set first, and that is unhealthy and unachievable, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. I think it really is. And that's what sucks about, we kind of talked about it earlier where like Twitch, you know, focuses on that grind so much, and like as mentally ill content creators, sometimes we get a little bit shortened by that just because
I
like we're
agree.
not able to have that level of consistency. I once asked someone else that question who was like mentally ill, and I was like, "Yeah, how do you stay consistent?" And they were like, "I don't."
Exactly. Yeah.
So I just parrot that answer of, yeah, I don't stay consistent. And it's okay
Yeah.
because like the people who care about you are going to stick around.
Oh yeah, very much so. Very, very much so. I agree with this. Queens!
Aw,
Slay magic!
aw,
I'm
you're so
gonna
sweet.
grab water really fast if you're
Yeah, go,
okay with
yeah,
that. I'm
100%.
gonna turn off my camera really, really fast.
I'll just
Oh,
sit here sipping. Yeah, mental health is hard. Big sipping, indeed. Kind of depends on what your goals of streaming are. Yeah, if it's only for fun, then do it when you want to. But if you're trying to make a career, then sometimes you work when you don't have to. Yeah, it's hard because sometimes they say, oh, streaming should always be fun. But if you want to make it a career or you want to make it something bigger, oftentimes it does have to be a chore sometimes. Like that's just kind of how it has to be.
I agree.
Oh, you're back.
I
Okay,
agree
sorry.
with you.
Yeah. Um
It's still work.
yeah, exactly. And like that's my thing is like I have to it's uh it's kind of like you have to kind of measure how much effort you're putting in because like I don't put as much effort in my streams as maybe I would if I could maybe financially support myself from them. Like
Yeah,
that's just the truth of it. Like I have
yeah.
to devote my time and effort into other things.
And
Like
that totally makes sense, you know? That's
mhm.
extremely valid. Putting your energy somewhere where you are receiving more, you know, from
Yeah.
is definitely not something to be ashamed of.
Yeah. But I think that's hard cuz like the grind mindset makes you want to feel guilty
Yes.
for it.
Yes, the grind mindset is extremely unhealthy, and honestly, just not something that is realistic for people with mental health. You know, like
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I think, like it's hard because I don't want to be like, oh, I'm not successful because of my mental issues. Like, no, I'm
no,
not. Yeah,
no, none of
yeah.
all
Like,
that. Yeah.
yeah, not saying that at all. But it does have an effect. It does have sometimes a negative
Mhm.
effect because of the way that Twitch works.
Yes, I agree. I agree, and that's not to any fault of your own.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, I love your streams personally. I think you're a wonderful streamer. And I think that you'll
Thank
be
you.
super successful and you deserve all the success that you already have and seen. Um,
Thank you.
And I think it's wonderful because like now you can use your platform for so much good, and I think you already have
Yes.
like how I found you was Cry mentioned that you did this charity stream, and then I found you through that, and then
Aw,
yeah, so I can
that
already
makes me
see
so
what a positive
happy.
impact you've had on like just
Ah,
the internet.
thank you. I appreciate that. I am a fake Magatha undead follower, as I did just follow today. So look away, do not observe. But I'm excited to start. I really enjoy this concept of like this talk show. I really, really enjoy this, and I think
Yeah.
this is a great way to allow people to see the insides of content creation that they normally don't see.
Yeah, well, and I will be posting it on YouTube, so if you want to like share it afterwards so
Mhm.
that, people can see it even if they weren't here for it. Because yeah, it was kind of a weird concept of like I kind of want to do this thing and you know, I happened to be manic when I came up with the idea, so I went
Yeah.
for it and
Yep.
there's
Here
been
we
ups and
are.
downs. Yeah, exactly. So I'm trying to do it about once a month, like once a month have a creator on. But yeah, I really appreciate this conversation. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming
Yeah,
and,
thank
and
you for
being
like
on this.
starting this. This was wonderful.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it will continue. And I really hope I don't if we do some other sort of collab because I
Yes,
think you're great. You're
absolutely.
wonderful.
I would
Yeah.
love that. I would love that
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, and I will definitely contact you about doing charity streams because I would love to
Yeah,
do more of
of
those because
course.
I
Of
think
course.
what are we doing here if we can't just help other people, like
Exactly.
yeah.
Very much
So
so.
yeah, I'm wondering because we got that hate raid earlier if I shouldn't raid out.
Let me see if any names look. I don't know, to be honest. That is the person who rated you isn't here anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's all I see.
Yeah.
In the viewer list, at least.
Yeah. Aw, thank you. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it. Uh, I hope,
Oh.
yeah. I hope you guys are so sweet. And thank, oh, Lucky Demon, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs to Brenda, to Blink, to Gam, to your great friends, and to Banana. Thank you guys so much.
Demon, thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I'm gonna err on the side of caution and not raid
Yeah,
out.
that makes sense.
But I can tell you guys. Let's see here. Um, I have a couple friends that are streaming right now, so I guess I could shout them out, and if you guys so wish to, you can go check them out. uh, is there a? Oh yeah, follow link. I forgot to set that up. Oh my gosh, let me give you a shout out, Galaxy.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
No,
It's
hopefully I spelled.
okay,
Did I spell it
TQ.
right?
Yes, you did. Yes.
Okay. And then here is his name is Smitty Bro. He's a really funny streamer. So if you guys want to go check him out, you totally can. You can tell him that I sent you. But I won't raid because I don't want to like send him any bad juju.
Yeah.
Uh, so thank you guys so much again. I will be posting this on my YouTube. So if you're just coming in now and you want to catch like what we talked about, because it was a wonderful conversation, I really had a lot of fun. Thank you for the hydration time. I will take a sip. Yeah. Well, yeah. So thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll go ahead and end the stream now. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this whole like ending it and like starting it, and it's like it's
It
kind of different
does,
from a normal stream, so it's a
mood,
little bit weird.
honestly.
There's nobody toxic in chat. I should be fine to raid. Okay.
I don't
Okay.
think the person is here anymore. I do
Okay.
think they are gone. Usually if if like they're not receiving a reaction in that moment, they'll move on to somebody else, I've noticed.
Oh, okay.
But
I
that's
don't know
just
why
me.
people do that. That's so weird.
I know, it is silly. I'll be toxic for you. TQ, my absolute man. Look at you.
Thank you, Sage. I'm excited to see. I have a couple ideas who I want to ask for on next, so I'm excited to see where it goes as well. So yeah, if you guys want to hop into the raid, you can totally do that. If not, that's also fine. But you do get channel points to mag the undead, so I mean, free
It's a
channel
hard
points.
thing to pass up. I mean,
yeah, in this economy.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you guys again so much. Have fun with Smitty. Galaxy, thank you so much for being on. I really appreciate
Thank you
it.
for having me.
Yes, this was wonderful. This was seriously lovely. A lovely conversation. So